Right, okay. So in the last class, we discussed about the SQL installations. We also discussed about the SSMS and how to connect to the instance in the SQL server. Okay. How to install the SSMS, how to open the SSMS, right? All these things we covered in the last weekend. So we'll discuss about the SSMS, like in case if any options are there, like we'll discuss about the SSMS, and then we'll also try to create one database today, and we'll discuss the internals of database. Okay, how the database will be managed internally. So all these things we'll cover in today's session, guys. Okay, let me connect to the server. And any questions so far? Any questions, doubts? And what about the practice, guys? We completed the practice so far for all the topics. Are we good with the SQL installation at least? So please raise your hands, those who did not completed the SQL installation. Still you are in the phase of building the VMs and all. Please raise your hands, guys. Anyone is still pending with the SQL installation? No? Are we good? Ashok Praveen, what happened? Why?
This week I have traveling, so
Mm.
that is the reason.
Okay, please try to complete SQL installations are very important. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Right. So how to open SSMS, guys? How to open SSMS? Okay. So as discussed, we can open SSMS like by just going to the Windows icon, and you can see the folder. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server Tools for the first time. Okay, and if you keep opening the same, it will create a shortcut in the Windows Home. So you can use this, or you can pin to this to your taskbar. In every server, you can pin to this. So next time, no need to search. You can directly, when you pin to this taskbar, directly you can open, okay, from the taskbar itself. So I'm going to pin this to the taskbar. Right, or else you can also type SSMS in the start menu itself. We can type SSMS. So in this way, we can able to open the, okay, SSMS, guys. As I said, SSMS is a tool. So using this tool, we can able to connect to the running instances. Okay, if the server is not running, can we connect to the server, guys, in the SSMS? The SQL server is down. Can we connect to that instance?
No.
We cannot connect. Okay, if the SQL server is down, generally we'll get an error, a network related instance specific error. Check whether the computer name is correct, instance name is correct, network is fine. Like that, you are going to get an error, guys. Okay, so this is a regular error that in case if the instance is not running. And how to start, stop, and restart the instance? Anyone? Can anyone tell me how to start, stop, and restart the instance? In how many ways we can do that? Starting the SQL server, stopping the SQL server, and restarting the SQL server. In how many ways we can do that? And where to check whether SQL server is up and running or not? Where to check, guys?
We can start and stop through configuration manager,
Very good.
services,
Very good.
and we can check in event manager, event viewer, sorry.
Very good. Right. So we can check in the services.msc, one thing that is main, and we can also check in the configuration manager. Through that configuration manager also we can able to start, stop, and restart the services. Through services.msc also we can able to start, stop, and restart the services. Through command prompt also we can able to stop the services, start the services, and through PowerShell also we can do that. So we have, and through main management studio also we can do that. Okay, right click on the instance name and then you can stop, you can restart, you can start the server. Okay, so all these things we covered in the last weekend, guys. Okay, so I hope everyone got the access to the videos. Just check it once. Okay, in your Google Drive left side shared with me, you can click on that. Right. So as I said in the previous session, SSMS is a tool. Using the tool, we can connect to the SQL servers. So SSMS is separated actually. Up to 2016, SSMS is inbuilt, guys. Okay. From 2005, actually this SSMS is installed in the year of 2005, guys. Okay, this tool, not SQL Server. SQL Server is there since, okay, 1980s itself. Okay, but the tool to connect earlier than Shanmugh till 2005 they did not connect it. They are able to connect using different tools like SQL browser. Okay, SQL browser is one of the tool, and using command prompt also they use it to connect up to 2005. From 2005 onwards they introduced this tool, Management Studio, and 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14, 16. So if you install any of these versions, SQL Server 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, 16. So in these versions, SSMS is inbuilt. It's a shared feature. One SSMS is enough. Okay, guys. Remember one thing, SSMS is a tool. We can able to connect to the running instances using this tool. So if I install 2019, generally for the first time I'll install SSMS as it is a shared feature. If you install 2022, again no need to install SSMS. Only one tool is enough. Using this one tool, you can able to connect to all the instances. It can be 2019, it can be 2022. So no need to install SSMS every time when you install SQL Server. So up to 2016, Management Studio is like inbuilt tool during the installation itself, during the installation of SQL Server itself. During the installation of SQL Server itself, you can simply select the Management Studio in the shared features. Okay, just try to imagine how the screen will be. In the shared features, we'll have a feature selection screen, right? During the SQL Server installation, we'll have a feature selection screen. There are two sections in that: specific features, shared features. Specific features will generally select database engine, full text service, replication. In the shared features, you remember client tools connectivity, client tools backward compatibility, client tools SDK, SQL client connectivity SDK. These four shared features will select. So up to 2016, there is another feature called management tools in the same shared features. Management tools, if you select, automatically Management Studio also will be installed. So no need to install it separately. Okay, the SSMS and all no need to install separately like how we are doing now. Generally in 2019, 2022, 2017, generally what we will do, first we will install SQL Server, then separately we'll install Management Studio, because from 2017 onwards Management Studio is separated. It's not part of the features in the SQL Server. Okay, but up to 2016, if you want to install Management Studio, in the shared features you can simply select the Management Tools. When you select Management Tools, automatically Management Studio also will be installed, guys. Automatically Management Studio also will be installed up to 2016. From 2017 onwards, okay, you have to download it separately and you have to install it separately, the Management Studio. So you have to download the Management Studio separately and you have to install the Management Studio separately from SQL Server version 2017 onwards, guys. Okay, from SQL Server version 2017 onwards, you have to follow this. And as I said, Management Studio is a shared feature. So only one Management Studio is enough to connect to the all the SQL versions. Okay, no need to install separate Management Studio every time. So just one Management Studio is enough, guys. So now there is a limitation with the Management Studio also. As I said, using Management Studio, for example, now I'm using Management Studio 20 dot something, right? Management Studio version 20 dot something I'm using. I just downloaded in front of you. I installed Management Studio separately. So can I connect SQL Server 2005 in this Management Studio? Just a guess, no problem. Just a guess it, guys. Can I connect 2005, 8, 8 R2 in this Management Studio? We have already discussed this just now.
Yes, yes.
We can connect, right? So we can, as I said, we can connect multiple instances of multiple versions in any Management Studio. There is no problem in that. Okay. As I said, one more thing also we discussed, no need to install Management Studio every time when you install SQL Server. Only one Management Studio is enough. Using that Management Studio, you can connect to multiple instances of multiple versions. Correct? But there is a limitation here. What is the limitation, guys? What is the limitation? Can anyone tell me the limitation? Just guess it. See,
Up to 14, 49 instances.
up to 14. Okay. So let me tell you. And let me go back to the server. I'm just connecting, you know, right, how to connect. Make sure the server type is database engine. Will always, as a DBS, will always connect to database engine only. You have to provide the server name and authentication, Windows authentication. What is this authentication? How it will work? I'll tell you, Shanmuk. It is not asking username and password, right? So anyone can connect to the SQL server, right? Where is the security here? Okay, I'll tell you. I'll explain where is the security and all. I'm just clicking on connect to connect to the SQL server. Here I am able to connect if my server is up and running, guys. Again, if my SQL server is up and running, then only I am able to connect. Otherwise, it will simply throw you the error if you are giving correct name and if the instance is up and running. Right now, if you see here, this area, what I am highlighting, this is called Object Explorer, where we can explore the objects. So as I said, every thing in the SQL server is an object. We'll refer it as an object. Databases objects, tables are objects, and on tables sometimes we'll create indexes kind of thing. I'll tell you what is index, what is statistics and all. Those are also objects. Whatever things that you can see, these are all the objects. So when you explore it, so using the object explorer, you can explore the objects and all. You can double click on it or you can simply click on the plus symbol. Okay, so using this you can explore it. And as I said, this is a connect button, this is a disconnect button in case if your work is done on this instance, if you don't want this instance in the Management Studio, you can disconnect, guys. Disconnect means it will not stop the server, it will simply disconnect, okay, from your SSMS. That's it, you cannot see. And again, if you want to connect, you can click on this connect button and you can just simply connect to the server. And whatever you do, okay, as of now the server is up and running, so that's why this was in grayed out state, it was in stopped state. Like you can see, this icon is for actually stop. If the application is up and running, if you stop it, okay, using this, then this button will be highlighted, stopped. And this is a filter button. Generally, if you want to filter anything, like for example, as of now we don't have many objects to filter. So see, when I select the folder to filter, see, I have multiple objects here. I have multiple objects here. If you see here, so out of this, if I want to select any specific objects, I can simply use filter. See, it depends upon the folder that you are selecting. Sometimes it is okay, uh, hiding, sometimes it is like enabling, because if there are no options to filter, it will simply hide. If any objects are there to filter, then simply highlight it. Okay, you can just click on this filter button. And if you want to see how many jobs, these are the logins. Okay, if you want to see only SA login, what is login, I'll tell you. Okay, just I want to see only SA login. Okay, just click OK. So it will just filter it. Again, don't think that you are doing the shopping right in the SGO, in the Flipkart, in the Amazon. There you will filter, right? When you filter it based on your condition, it is going to show you the objects, right? Whatever you are filtering. In the same way, if you want to filter, imagine hundreds of databases are there. You want to see a specific database. Sometimes you have to run some scripts. Sometimes the database names are similar. You cannot go and check each and every database if 100 databases are there here. So simply right click on the databases. You can just use the filter option in case if you have. Okay, now we don't have databases. Okay, I'll show you. You can simply click on the filter option, and then you can just give the name, and then you can filter it. Only that particular database will be highlighted. Only that particular login will be highlighted. Only that particular job will be highlighted. So depends upon the filter. See, you can see logins filtered. So don't be surprised like only one login you can see. It's actually filtered. Sometimes you can see in one database you can see 100 tables, 200 tables. So it's very important, it's very critical. You cannot perform any activity on other tables, and also you have to be very careful while doing the activity. So if 100, 200 tables are there and if the names are similar, you will be confused. Instead of one table, you will delete another table. So it will create a lot of mess again. So that is the reason if you use filter option, you can happily filter the object that you are looking for. You can copy paste the object name so that it don't create any confusion. Either it can be a database, it can be a table, it can be a login, it can be a job, whatever it is. Okay, it will help you to filter the things and all. Later, if you don't want filter, right click, simply filter and then remove filter. Again, you can see all the objects, okay, that are part of the particular folder. Okay, so this is how the filter will be applied, and this is the refresh button. Okay, whatever you do, you have to refresh. Whatever you are simply creating a new object, refresh it. Deleting the object, refresh it. You did something, refresh it. You enable something, refresh it. You disable something, refresh it. Always make a habit of refreshing the instance. Okay, so that whatever changes you do after refresh only, sometimes you can see. Okay, so it's very important to refresh, so make a habit of refreshing the instance every time. Refresh will not do anything. It's not going to restart the server. It's just a computer refresh. Okay, you will do the refresh right on your desktop, right click refresh. The same way this refresh also will work. It will not impact the server, so you can do the refresh n number of times. Okay, it's not a downtime activity kind of thing and all. Okay, so this is how the object explorer will be managed, guys. This is how the object explorer will be managed. Mainly in the object explorer, we can see, it will help you to connect to the instance. First of all, if you connect to any instance, it will show you in the object explorer only. And this object explorer also will help you to manage the instances, the running instances and all. If by mistake you just closed this and you don't know where it was, you can go to these tools. Okay, so tools, view. Okay, you can see here different options. Okay, so if you see here object explorer, in case if you deleted that particular by mistake, if you closed this object explorer, and you can just go to view, and again you can just click on F8 function key 8, or simply you can click on this object explorer. Automatically it will be available, guys, in the SSMS. Sometimes by mistake, okay, this object explorer will be closed, and this one, it's a kind of auto hide. If you just click on that, or generally it will show like this, because sometimes when you log into different servers, you can see all this kind of stuff. So don't be surprised. Okay, it's okay, that's normal only. Just again click on this object explorer. You can see, if you don't want auto hide, just click on this button so that it will be pinned. Okay, it won't be auto hide and all, right? So this is how we are going to manage the SSMS, and then we are going to manage the object explorer, guys, right? So the limitation that we are like, to go back, so we are discussing about the limitation, right? If you see here, there is a feature called always on. Actually, it's a high availability technique. It's an advanced concepts that will be discussed during the advanced concept session. It's one of the feature. It's introduced in the year of 2012, guys. This what is this always on feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012. So before 2012, you cannot see this folder. Okay, before 2012, you cannot see this folder. Now, let me explain. This is a feature. This feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012, means 12, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022. We have this feature. 2000, 2005, 2008, 8R2, we don't have this feature. For example, for example, you can connect the 2019 instance in the 2005 Management Studio also. True or false? You can connect this 2019 instance in the 2005 Management Studio also. True or false?
Yes, we can connect.
We can connect, right?
We
As I
can
said, in
connect.
the Management Studio, you can connect any version of instance. No problem. But what is the limitation? I'll tell you. See, if you connect to lower version of instances in the higher version management studio, no problem at all. Okay. Let me add this point. If you are connecting lower version of SQL Server in the higher version of management studio, there will be no problem at all, because lower, okay, lower version your SQL Server is lower version, your SSMS is higher version, so your SSMS is compatible to show all the features of your lower version SQL servers. Okay, is this point clear, guys? Everyone, is this clear? If you connect your lower version, there are two objects here. One is your SQL Server, second one is your SSMS Management Studio. Both are different. SQL Server will help you to store the data, process the data, retrieve the data, whereas SSMS will simply help you to connect to the SQL Server. That's it. So in case if you are using lower version SSMS, you can connect to higher version SQL Server also, no issues. In case if you are using higher version SSMS, you can connect to lower version SQL Server, no issues. Connection is fine, no problem at all. But when you connect the higher version SQL Server in the lower version Management Studio, that lower version Management Studio is not compatible to show you the new features of the higher version. Are you getting the point, guys? Means if I connect my 2019 instance in 2005 SSMS, can I see always on in that 2005 Management Studio? Can I see this folder in the 2005 Management Studio?
No.
No, because as I said, the lower version SSMS is not compatible to show you the features of higher version SQL servers. Is it clear, guys, everyone? Again, I am repeating, you can connect to any version of SQL servers in any management studios, and the lower to higher is always fine, no problem at all. Again, I am saying, if you are connecting your 2005 in 2019 SSMS or 20 SSMS, or if you are connecting 2008 in 20 SSMS, 21 SSMS, no problem at all the features will show you and it will work. But the challenge here is, if your management studio is lower version and if your SQL server is higher version features are deprecated in the lower version management studio. Only in the management studio it will not show you. Features will work, but in the management studio it will not show you, guys. That's what I want to highlight. Is it clear, everyone? So sometimes based on the management studio also some features will be deprecated, so don't be surprised if that is the scenario. You know that this is 2019, you strongly believe in the 2019 we have always on, but when you connect in the SSMS, the always on folder itself is not showing, the polybase folder itself is not showing. These are all the new features. So immediately have to get an idea. Okay, maybe I'm using a lower version of Management Studio. That is the reason I'm not able to see the new features of the SQL Server. Is it clear, guys, everyone? Any questions, doubts? But if you connect higher version SQL Server in the lower version SSMS, the new features of the higher version instance will be deprecated in the lower version SSMS. Guys, any questions, doubts on this, please? Are we good on this? SSMS limitation. Are we good or we are not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Chalo. Okay, so now let's go back to the server. Right, okay, and this is how the Object Explorer will be managed. Now, in the Object Explorer, we can connect to the SQL servers. We can also run queries. We can create the objects. Whatnot. Whatever we can do with the SQL server, everything we can achieve with the help of Management Studio. You can either connect to the SQL server using Management Studio, or you can also use command prompt also to connect to the SQL server. Okay, you can also use command prompt also to connect to the SQL server. So your assignment will be, okay, assignment, what is the command and how to connect to the SQL instance in the command prompt. This is your assignment. Just go and Google it, get the commands, just try it in your SQL server, in your Windows server. Okay, in your Windows server command prompt. Here you have to open command prompt, CMD to open command prompt. Here you have to run some commands. Okay, as I said, you can connect to the SQL server in the Management Studio. Management Studio is GUI, whereas in the command prompt, you have to write for everything, you have to write some commands. Just write a command to connect to the instance and check the version. Okay, check the version. Also, check the version of SQL server in the command prompt. Okay, check the version of SQL server in the command prompt, guys. So this is how it will be. Just it's an assignment. Just try it. Okay, just try it. Fine. Generally in the organization we don't, but again sometimes if the SSMS is having a problem and all, if there are any issues with the SSMS, if there is a memory crunch, if there is a CPU crunch, sometimes we don't prefer to use SSMS. Okay, we'll sometimes just to see the basic details and all. Sometimes, rarely we'll use command prompt. Okay, just you should. It's better if you have an idea how to connect to the SQL server using command prompt. So in the interviews also sometimes they will ask you, okay, how we can connect to the SQL server in the command prompt. What is the command? Command prompt means only with commands it will work. Right, now I want to see the version. As you all know that this is 2019, but I want to confirm. Okay, so to see the version of the SQL server, we have a command. So where I can run the commands, if I want to create something, if I want to delete something, if I want to modify something, if I want to alter something, where I can do that, how I can do that. Okay, we have this one, new query window. Click on this new query window. Okay, and then it will open one session for you. Remember, this is one session for you, like how you connected to the SQL server and how you just opened one session. In the same way, other users also connect to the same SQL server. Other users also can open the sessions. They also can run. It's a permanent work area. Okay, a session is a work area, guys. Whatever work you have, it can be anything, executing some queries, whatever work you have, you want to create something using queries, you want to delete something using queries, you want to alter something using queries, you want to modify something using queries. So whatever queries that you want to run, you can run it in the Object Explorer in the new query window. This is your new query window. When you open a new query, it will automatically open. So like this, you are one user to this particular SQL server. Like that, hundreds of users can connect to the same instance. Maximum of 32,767 connections it will support. This is one connection. I can run anything here. Like this connection, it will open. See, this is connection number 55. We can say blindly. It's actually a process ID. For now, we can just to remember, we can say it's connection number 55. It's actually a process. For you, it will open a process. Like this, I can open 32,767 processes for one instance. Means at a time 32,767 people can connect to a single SQL server and they can work. They can open their query window, whatever queries they have, they can able to run those queries here. Okay, I'm just increasing the fonts. Okay, otherwise it will be too small. Right, so now if I want to run one query here, okay, what query we can run? Maybe I want to see the version of the SQL server. Chalo, let's check the version of the SQL server. If I want to see something, if I want to read something, you have to always use select queries. Okay, if I want to see the data, if I want to read the data, both are same. You can always use a select query. Okay, select, I want to see the version, right? There is a syntax. Syntax means it's a kind of a format that this database can understand, this SQL server can understand. See, when we are talking in our local language, okay, we have a lot of grammar, something, okay, will follow tenses and all. So, a lot of things will follow, right? So, it's also one language. The queries that I'm writing, in which language I'm writing, guys? T-SQL language. Because the database can understand only T-SQL language, transact SQL. T-SQL language it can understand. So, I have to write one query. So, I have to give one format. Okay, when we are talking also we have to follow the format, right? In the same way here you have to follow one format, that is like select @ okay, I want to see the version, right? Type the version. So whenever you are typing something, generally it will give you a suggestions, a drop down suggestions it will give you. You can just double click on it, automatically it will be highlighted. Okay, automatically it will be selected. So now this is the query. In the T-SQL, semicolon is not mandatory. Generally, in some queries, query language, you can see semicolon is mandatory at the end of each line. It's optional here in the T-SQL. It's just optional. The semicolon is just optional. Okay, there is no difference if you put some semicolon without semicolon also. But SQL Server will give it. Okay, automatically. Right. Now this is the query. Select @ version. Okay, now when you execute the query, what will happen? When you execute the query, first of all, it will do a syntax and semantic search. Okay, when you execute any query, it will do a syntax and semantic search. What is meaning of syntax and semantic search? See, I know that select @ version will give you the version details. But in case if a person is new, maybe he don't know or he forgot. Instead of two @ he just added one @. So now if you see here the color is changed, one thing. Second thing, you can see a red line here. Second thing, that means of course when you are typing something in the Word document, you can see some red color. Why? Even I am typing here also, you can see some red color. Means either a spelling mistake, you can see here. Okay, deprecated in the lower version, just it's a spelling mistake, right? So I can just correct it. So whenever there is a spelling mistake, you can see a red color. Or if you don't recognize that word, SSMS is not a spelling mistake, but it's not recognizing what is this SSMS and all. Either if it is don't recognizing the word, it will show you a red line, or if there is a mistake in that particular word, it will show you the red line. In the same way, if you go to the server, you can see either it is not recognizing this word or there is an issue with this particular keyword, guys. Every word you can say it's a keyword. Okay, so now it will do a syntax search. First, syntax is correct or not. If syntax is not correct, it will give you the red line. Means it can be a spelling mistake or it can be a format mistake. Here actually there is no spelling mistake, but as per the format it is expecting @ instead of that you just gave only one @. So the format is not correct. So if the in the syntax search, it will check whether the syntax is correct or not, the spelling is correct or not, the format is correct or not. Everything it will check, guys, in that syntax search. In the semantic search, what it will search, I'll tell you. Okay. So now the format is @. So I'm just going to give the, once I gave you that particular format, the color is changed first thing, and that red line is also gone. Now we want to see whether this is correct or not. Okay. Anyhow, when you execute, it will check, the SQL will check. But before executing itself, you want to see whether this statement, this particular query is correct or not. So always remember one thing, make a habit of this, whether it is a small query or big query, whether it is a small script or big script, whatever you are running, before running, this is actually execute button. If you execute, you will get the output. But before running, beside the execute button, there is a button called parse button. Parse, P-A-R-S-E, parse button. Always parse it. Always, of course, if it is small things like this, no need. Until you are comfortable with the commands. Okay, always parse it. If it's a big script, maybe 200 lines, 300 lines, 1000 lines script is there, you cannot go and check where is the problem, where is the error and all. Simply parse it. So always make a habit of this one, guys. Before executing, just a cross check whether this is correct or not. Any syntax errors, any semantic errors there are not. Okay, just a cross check. Always it's very important. So before executing, always click on this button. It will tell you the query is correct or not. If the query is correct, it will simply tell you command completed successfully. If the query is wrong, okay, if the query is not wrong, okay, it will tell you, okay, must declare the scalar variable at version. It don't tell you, hey bro, there is an at the rate missing, don't you see? It don't tell you the correct answer, guys, because for this error there is already a defined text, okay, from the Microsoft. Simply it will throw you like this, okay, message 137 level 15 state 2 line 1. So it is going to, just if you highlight this, double click on this, automatically this will be highlighted in which line. The imagine if you have 200 lines of script or 500 lines of script, when you parse it you might get an error like this. Okay, in the 500 lines of script or 1000 lines of script or 2000 lines of script, you cannot go each and every line where is the error and all. Just double click on the error, the particular line will be highlighted. In which line the error is there, the particular line will be highlighted like this. Okay, if you see here, this is one session. When you run that session, you will get the output, right? This second part is output pane, output window. The second part will show you output window. So this is your session. This is your work area. I can say work area. In this work area, whatever you are doing, that output will be there here in this output window, guys. Okay, output window. This is your output window, this section. You can see this one, right? So if you see to exact off, this is your work area where you have to run the queries. This is your output section, output window, where you can see the output of your queries that you are running. So in this way you can able to manage the particular queries and also. Now let me run this. I can add at the rate again. So now I can see that this is gone. Again I am just checking whether this is correct or not. Yes, it is correct. Now I am executing. Okay, now I am executing. See, when I execute, you can see the output like this. Okay, if you have information still, if you see the three dots, that means still there is an information. Just go to the end of the column. Your cursor will be changed like this, like a double arrow. Okay, just double click on this, automatically the whole line will be opened. It will be visible, guys. You can see the whole output. So now it is saying clearly Microsoft SQL Server 2019 RTM copy released to the market. Okay, 15.0.2000.5 x64-bit September 24 2019 it was released. This RTM is released into the market, okay, in the year of 2019 September 24 2020, sorry, September 24, and in the year of 2019 it just released. Okay, so in this way you can able to run the queries, guys. In this way you can able to run the queries like this. You can able to run the queries, whatever queries. For example, I want to see all the databases information. SP underscore, SP means stored procedure. Some inbuilt stored procedures will be there, system stored procedures. Help, okay, if I want to see all the databases, SP underscore, I want to see SP underscore help will give you help for any particular thing, and I want to see the databases, right? Help DB. Okay, so it will just simply tell you the databases that are existed in this server. See here, as of now, how many databases are existed, guys? How many databases are existed as of now?
Four.
Four.
Four, okay, four databases. But when you see here, you don't see in the databases section. Maybe if you see here again, there is one more folder called system databases. If you expand, you can see the four databases: master model MSDB tempdb, master model MSDB tempdb. This information here you can see just normal names, object names and all. Here you can see the complete details. Okay, what is the database name, what is the size of the database, who is the owner, what is the database ID, when it was created. Okay, all these things you can see. Okay, so like this, guys, the status, whether the database is online, it's a read only or read write. Okay, multi-user or single user, which recovery model, what is recovery model, I'll tell you. And the version of the database, databases also will have a specific version, guys. How SQL Server is having version, databases also will have a specific version. All the databases that belongs to 2019, the version will be 904. No need to remember this, no one will ask you. Collation settings, database also will have a specific collation settings. Server level we have collation settings. If you want a database level, if you want to give separate collation settings, that is also possible. Server level also we can set the collation settings. Database level also we can set the collation settings, guys. Okay. So this is how the collation settings and all will be. And you can see the compatibility level. I told you right in the beginning when we are discussing the SQL Server versions. Okay. You can see 9.090, 10.0 100, 11.0 110. So that 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, I said binaries, right? The folders that will be created. And one more point is that is the compatibility level of the databases also. 15.0 means what? 15.0, 2019, right? Means 150. So the databases that are part of this version, the databases that are part of this version, so the compatibility level of all the 2019 databases will be 150. So if you see any database with compatibility 150, that means it's a 2019 database. Why? Because Shanmukh, why we have this? For example, I can restore 2019 database in 2022, right? So how can I differentiate it's a 2022 database or 2019 database? So using this compatibility level, I can able to differentiate which version it belongs to. Yes, Lena, please.
Question about that parcel and the execute. Uh,
Tell me.
in the past, you said, yeah, in the past, so initially when we write the query, it is preferable to go with the past to
Correct.
know the means whether the
Correct.
command is correct or incorrect. So if you do an execute also, it will give the same error message, right?
That
If
is
we
true.
are in
That is true. But
then
imagine if you have 100 lines of script, in that some of the
mm,
lines are able to create the objects. Okay, imagine you have 100 lines, just a rough idea. In that 100 lines, some of the lines will help you to create, some of the lines will help you to delete. So now you executed. So part of the query is executed now, and then it will tell you that is not existed, this is not existed. So is it a good thing that you are in the middle of something and it is saying that okay, it is not existed? Is it a good thing like that? Or before executing itself, if it is saying it's not existed, so that based on that you will make changes to your script, correct? So it's very important
we
that before executing, it's always good to check. For example, if you are going to somewhere, maybe you want to meet your friend. If you go to meet your friend, suddenly if you go there, maybe he might be there, or I mean to say the friend might be there, that friend might not be available. Without checking, for example, you are going for an appointment, hospital appointment. What you will do? Before going to the hospital appointment, you will check whether doctor is there or not. It's not a mandatory thing that doctor will be available same day at same time. Sometimes he'll be in the round, sometimes he'll not come, maybe due to night shifts and all. So there is no guarantee that doctor will come, right? So before itself you will go on, you will just call and you will ask and you will take an appointment. Doctor is there or not? At what time you will come? Okay, I'll take an appointment. Book the 11 a.m. slot. Like that you will take. So you don't need to waste your time. Directly you can go and visit the hospital. In the same way, when you are running 100 lines of script and 200 lines of script or 1000 lines of script, after executing, if you find that there is no such object, again you have to modify your script and all. Before executing itself, if you just run the parse button, of course you are saving your time, right? Before executing itself, okay, you will get to know, okay, this is not existed, there is a mistake here in my script, I have to change it. So based on that you will take the decision. So to save the time and all, it's always good to run the parse.
that's what actually I wanted to ask. It save our time or it's just a pre-check kind of a thing before executing.
Yes,
In executing, it will take the whole
correct.
bunch of the
Yes.
that. Okay.
For every command, we need to pass the
That's
pass.
what, if she selected it version for the first time as we are discussing, I just explained. Tomorrow, you know that selected it version, whether this is right or wrong, you can able to see. Without parsing itself, you can able to identify, okay, this is wrong and all. No need to execute parse because you know that clearly. So for small things, single line commands, and when you are confident about and there is no error, no need to execute parse. But when you are running multiple lines of script, it's always good to execute parse button. Okay. Any other questions, guys? So far.
And it is showing in the blue color and pink
That's what
color. So
pink. There are different colors. Okay, blue is nothing but as I said, blue, pink. These are all keywords. For every keyword, okay, it is going to use the color. Pink color. I mean to say, it's a the pink, the black. Black means the objects that you are created. Blue color and all already the objects that you are existed that you are using. See, keyword select means in the back end there is a separate mechanism. Okay, so the whole mechanism will be inherited into the select keyword. So when you run select automatically, that means it will understand for this select there is a meaning. Okay, for this select there is a meaning. So that is what, like when you are running, when you are typing some keywords and all, so the keywords generally it will be in the blue color. Okay, so any variables kind of thing generally it will be in the pink color kind of thing. And if you see here, I don't know whether you are able to observe, it's actually a brown color, dark brown color. It might look like a black color. For this there is a meaning, means when you are using a stored procedure, system stored procedures and all, it will show you a dark brown color just to classify, that's it. Okay, there is no separate meaning and all. Select, there is a meaning. I mean to say, when you are giving a variables, okay, when you are giving inputs, okay, it will be in the black color. And when you are using system related objects, okay, it will be in the brown color, pink color. So generally these kind of things you can see. Right. Okay, so this is how we can able to manage the things, guys. This is how we can able to run it. We can able to run the queries and we can able to see the output of that particular queries, guys. Okay, so going forward you will get to know all these things like creating the things and all. So in case if you don't want, okay, if your work is done, you can simply close this session. While closing you will get, hey, you ran some queries, right? So do you want me to save these queries into this maybe SQL file? If you want to save, you can just click yes, and it will give you the name. For example, when you are typing notepad and suddenly if you are closing the notepad or word document, it will ask you, right, whether you want me to save or not. Yes or no, you will get the output, right? Yes or no. So if you want to save the output, you can simply type yes, and if you don't want, you can type no. Like in the same way, not output here in these queries. These queries, if you want to save, it will save. If you don't want, okay, you can simply click no. Automatically the session will be closed. Okay, automatically the session will be closed. But one thing that, for example, you are running an insert query. Insert is running since 1 hour. In such scenario, if you close it, the insert will be cancelled. Okay, if there is no work, if a work is completed, then close the session. If work is running, like you are running an insert statement and it is still taking time, it is running, and it is showing, it will show you executing query, like that, it will show you. So when I run this statement, select at version, okay, so if the query execution is completed, it will show you. See, if you see here, actually small processing button is there. Okay, let me execute again, whether you can see or not. See, it's not coming now. Let me try with another query, sp help db. Okay, just check here, guys, check here, check this portion. Okay, I'm just, see, if I have multiple lines, one more thing, if I don't select any line, whatever lines are there, automatically all the lines will be executed, guys. All the lines will be. Now I can see select at version, I can see sp help db. Now if I execute, okay, what it is taking, guys, first, what it is taking, first it is taking the version. Okay, now if you want to give a link, you can simply add go. If you want to give a link, you can simply add go. So when you do that, what happened here? When you give a link with the help of go, it is executing first query as well as it's executing second query also. See, two outputs here. First is your selected version output, and second one is your particular sp help db output. If there is no go, what it will do? It will simply treat this first line and it will just execute. Okay. If there is a link, by just adding go, if you are creating a link, automatically how many queries you have, okay, all the queries will be executed. No, Shanmukh, I just want to execute only one line, one query. Select this query like this. Keep your cursor just in the beginning of the line. The cursor will be changed like this, a cross mark. Just click once. Okay. No need to select like this. It doesn't looks good. Okay. If you select like this, a beginner kind of thing it will be. Okay, as a professional, you should be able to follow these shortcuts. Imagine this is small line, that's fine. Imagine if the line is there for maybe 200 characters and all. Are you going to select like this, like this, like this, like this? You are going to select? No, right? It's not good. So just keep your cursor in front of the line. Okay, simply select. Just a click, single click is enough to select the whole line. Automatically, the whole line will be selected and then it will be executed. Because sometimes these are small things only, but when you are sharing the screen with your lead and manager, it will clearly tells you that you are a beginner. Okay, so these small tips and all you have to follow when you are executing. So I want to run only this, even though I have 100 lines of code, I want to run a specific line, select that particular line and then just execute. It will only execute that particular line. It don't execute all the queries. So which line you want to execute, select that line. Or if you want to execute the whole script, you can also, okay, without selecting. If I want to execute the whole script, no need to select like this. If you don't select and if you give a connection of go, automatically it will be executed, guys. So if you want to run the whole script, don't select, you can execute it. In that script, if you want to run a single line, you can simply select that particular single line and you can able to execute. So this is how you can able to see, guys. And again, one more thing, parse is not mandatory, only for your safety purpose. Okay, parse is not mandatory for every query. Shanmukh, do I need to run parse? Not required, not mandatory to run. Okay, it's for your safety, it's your for time saving and all. So if you parse it, it will simply tell you whether that is correct or not. Okay, initially when you are new to this system, until you are comfortable, then you can just keep executing parse and all once you're comfortable. And if you have multiple lines of coding, it's always good to run the parse before executing. Again, parse is not mandatory, execute also will do the parse, but if you run parse, it will save you some time so that you can able to manage the things properly, guys. Clear? Any questions, doubts so far? Right,
Can
so
answer
yes, please.
to you?
Yes, Lena, please. Lena, you're saying?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you asked me to stop. Okay. No, my question was, yeah, that in one session means what kind of do we have any practice in real time in office that for a particular set of situation or queries we have to use one session and for
No, no,
another
nothing,
second, or
nothing,
in
nothing,
only
nothing,
one
Lena.
session we
Lena,
have to
any
uh,
queries, okay?
there.
It's not like a specific sessions you have. Every session will treat you like the same thing. Okay? And remember, when the server is running, it can see now it is giving one connection. This is one of the connection of this server. If the server is down, you cannot run any queries because all the connections will be closed. When it is running up and running, it can allow you one query, whatever query that you are running, that you are able to pull the information, or you are doing some modifications on the server, right? If the server itself is down, you cannot run any of the queries and you cannot open any of the sessions. First thing, okay, if you want to run any queries and all, the server should be up and running. If you want to open any new session and all, the server should be up and running. Without that, the connection won't be opened or it won't work. Even though if it's open, suddenly someone stopped the SQL server. If I execute, it will throw you the error. Hi, good morning. What are you doing? ఏమీ చేయలేదు. అయిపోయిందా? Okay. Right. If the session is closed, if the particular server is in stopped state, even though you run these queries, it will simply throw you the error because it is not able to connect to the server to check the version, to pull the details. When the server is stopped, it cannot communicate, right? So these sessions, okay, depends on the server. Okay, particular server should be up and running, one thing. Second thing, there is no specific session. These queries you have to run in this session only, those queries you have to run in this session only. There are no different types of sessions, all are one only. Okay, it will temporarily, it will give you a work area. Whatever work you have, it can be a select, it can be an insert, it can be an update, it can be a delete, it can be an alter, it can be a drop, it can be something. Okay, whatever work you have, whatever queries you have to simply run here. Okay, there is no different types of sessions, all are same sessions. Okay, so this is how it will be. So any queries you have, you can run in the same session and all.
If you have a long script, then how to
Same.
search a specific query?
You can use Control F in case if you have a
Okay.
script. Okay, same Control F and all will work. Control F, Control S, these
Okay.
shortcuts will work.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, Control F. See, it is
Okay.
highlighting. You can replace also using Control H. Also, you can replace Control H. You can replace help with something maybe database. If you want to replace, just replace all. It will be replaced. Okay, if you want to replace anything like this, okay, or else you want to replace database with help, you can replace same Control F, Control H, Control S. You can simply, okay, manage like this using the particular normal keyboard shortcuts and all. Word document shortcuts we have, right? Those will work. If you have hundreds or thousands of lines, if you want to search a specific word or line, you can use Control F. Questions? Are we good, guys, about session and all? So once your work is done, as I said, your session, you can close your session. In case if you are running a long running session, long running queries and all, maybe insert query, you are inserting 1 million records. It don't get as I said, right? If you see here.
Just one
Yes,
question.
please.
Yeah, sorry, to disturb you in middle.
No
I'm
problem.
saying, in last session we discussed about the Windows server, right? That window,
Mm-hmm.
we at a time two users can log into Windows server. If third person is trying to log
Correct.
in, that the session will get logged off.
Very good
The
question.
same question, the same condition will apply to SQL server as well.
See, as I said just now, we discussed at a time 32,000 users can connect to SQL Server.
Okay.
Okay, at a time 32,000 users can connect to SQL Server. Let me maybe clear you. Draw IO.
And yeah, the 32,000 users will use that particular SQL instance. Then the whatever work we are doing on that particular instance, that will be shared, or that will be
It
is
will be
how
it will be shared only.
it will be
So
shared.
the other
So
user, if he is creating any object that you can see, if you are creating any object, the other user can see. If you are deleting any object, the other user can see. Okay? Yes, it will be shared only. Right. Now, if you see here, in two ways we can connect to SQL Server. One is direct approach. Directly you can, this is you can log into your laptop. From there you can open RDP. That's what we are doing right now. You can open RDP, then you can connect to this server. That means you are entering into the server. There in this server you can open SSMS and you can connect to the SQL server. Okay, this is one way. Okay, laptop, in your laptop using RDP or Citrix apps, whatever it is. And then first of all you are entering into the server. That's what entering into the Windows machine is having limitation. Only two people can connect to this Windows machine. Only two people can connect to the Windows machine at a time using RDP. This is clear, right, everyone? This is clear, right?
yes.
Now the second thing is the SQL server you can also connect using a remote. Remote. Okay, so remote means, see, if you want to connect to SQL server, no need to connect to the Windows server. It's not mandatory. Okay, in the organization, generally, how we will manage with the developers? If we have 100 developers are there, Shanmukh, you are saying 32,000 people can connect at a time. How 32,000 people can, or else if 100 developers are there, how they are able to connect to the SQL server? Okay, So imagine this is my Windows machine, guys. This is my SQL server. Imagine this is my Windows machine, this is my SQL server. Okay, and this is my database inside the SQL server. Okay, and the users, Active Directory, flowchart, advanced. That's one, let's go. Advanced basic arrow flowchart. Just meta basic arrows flowchart. Some people. Okay, let's go with this one. I'll check that one later. Okay, and this one, and maybe this one. Right. Okay. So imagine he's a SQL DBA. Imagine this guy is a SQL DBA. Okay. So either he can connect like this. As I said, this is how it will work. This SQL DBA, if we want to connect to the Windows server, inside that Windows server, if you want to connect to the SQL server, in two ways he can connect. One is he can log into his laptop first thing. He can open RDP here. He can directly connect to the Windows server. So he just entered into the Windows server. Okay. So that entering into the Windows machine is having limitation that two people can enter into the Windows machine at a time. This is clear, right? Once you entered into the Windows machine, what I did now, I entered into the Windows machine using RDP. Then I open SSMS inside that, and then I connected to the SQL server. So inside the machine, I opened SSMS, and then I just connect to the SQL server. This connection is having limitation that only two people can connect. What is the other way? The other way is, okay, imagine this is the user or developer. In this, he will use a laptop, right? So this is his laptop. The developers generally they don't connect to the Windows servers, guys. Then how Shanmukh? That's what, like using the same mechanism. Okay, developer will log into his laptop. Okay, in his laptop, SSMS will be installed. In his laptop, Management Studio will be installed, guys. Okay, let me go with this one. Maybe which one it will help you. Okay. In the developer's laptop, Windows team will install SSMS directly. So what developer will do? He is going to open his laptop and he is going to open SSMS in his laptop itself. From that SSMS, he can directly connect to the SQL server. This connection doesn't have any limitation. As I said, 32,000 people can connect like this at a time. Control G. Okay. Is it clear now? So how he is connecting? He is not jumping into the Windows server. If he is jumping into the Windows server, only two people can connect to the Windows server at a time. But he is using the local SSMS. Using this SSMS, you can connect to the database directly. So this, he can open SSMS, he can open a new connection. That connection will connect it to the particular database or particular instance. So like this, 32,000 people can connect to the particular same server at a time, same database at a time, guys. It don't create any problem. Like this, they can create like he's one developer, he's one developer, like this, multiple developers can connect to the particular SQL server at a time, so that okay, all can do their work. He can open his own session, he can open his own session. Okay, all are connecting using SSMS only, but they are not directly jumping into the SQL server, they are not directly jumping into the Windows server, using the local SSMS in their particular laptop. So they are connecting to the particular database or particular SQL server. So this guy can open, this developer can open his own SSMS session. This developer can open his own. In the team will have the task, right? Manager will provide, will give the tasks and all, and that particular person, the developer, first one developer has to maybe create the object, one developer has to modify the object. Depends upon their work and all. Okay, so depends upon their work, they are going to simply connect to the particular develop a particular database, and then they are going to execute the queries, guys. This is how generally will manage the connections. So these people, around 32,000 people can connect to the SQL server at a time parallelly. Now you got the difference between Windows connection and SQL connection, guys, everyone. So these are developers, maybe 20 developers can be there, 30 developers or 100 developers or 2000 developers. Okay, n number of developers, no problem at all. At a time, 30,000, 32,000 people can connect to the SQL server using your particular SSMS, and then he is able to connect using this particular query, whatever query window we have. He is going to simply open his query window. He will do his work. User 1, he is going to open his session. Okay, user 2, he is going to open his session. So based on their work and all, automatically they will connect, they will complete their work, and then once done, they are going to disconnect from the SQL server, guys. Okay, like this the connections will be managed. Clear, everyone? Any questions here, please?
Number of users not connected to the same laptop, right? They have their
That's
individual
what
laptop.
that's what everyone will get a laptop, right?
Mm.
In their laptop,
So
SSMS will be
that's why
installed.
there's a no thing like
I'm not getting your question, Bhagya.
performance. Performance wise, no, not affect,
No,
right?
no, no.
It's like
It's not like that. See, why you are saying like performance wise there is no effect and all? We cannot say like that, right? If multiple people are connecting to the same database, do you think there will be no pressure on the database? Definitely, right? If he is executing something and if he is executing something and if he is executing something, depends upon the queries they are executing there. Definitely there will be a pressure. Okay, we cannot say like that. Anyhow, they are using their own laptops, their own SSMS, but ultimately the workload will be on the same database, right?
but compared to using the same laptop,
First of all,
multiple
no one will
people
use the
use it.
single laptop. Okay, everyone will get the particular their own laptop. So there is no question of using single laptop and all. First of all, you will get your own laptop. Lena will get her own laptop. Gauri will get her own laptop. Nagesh will get his own laptop. So everyone will open. Imagine you people are developers. Okay, you will connect to the SQL server. You will do your work. Maybe it can be at the same time. Maybe it can be a different window. It can be at any time, but we cannot say, depends upon if multiple people are increasing. Very simple, like when we are our mother, when she is cooking for two people, it will be difficult, or whatever work pressure she has. If you want to cook to three people or 30 people, how the pressure will be? You are the single one that you are cooking for 30 people or 300 people. In the same way, the database is single, the server is single. If multiple requests are coming from different users, definitely there will be a pressure.
Shanmugh, as we not log into the Windows server, as we connecting to the remotely, how it will manage the Windows authentication, sir?
I'll tell you in the authentication section. I'll tell you how it will manage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the security, we'll discuss all these things. Any other questions, guys? Are we good? Now, is it clear how developers will collect and how DBA will connect to the SQL server? Is it clear, everyone? Everyone?
Sir, can we know who are all connected to the current skill server?
I'll tell
Like,
you. We can see. I'll show you in the security again. Okay. We can see. We can use SP who to I'll roughly I'll give you, but again
In
I'll
the
explain.
login session, we can able to see
We can see, we
SSMS.
can see, we can see, we can see. Okay. SP underscore who2 will give you the sessions, who are all connected, what they are running. Okay, their names and all. Okay. See login name.
If this
That will
SPs are is processed right in the
correct,
package.
correct. Default. You will get it with the SQL server. Okay. See here, administrator connected and administrator ran. See how many sessions I am just running. See, you can see here from which machine I connected. See, this is my machine name. So like this, I can see. I'll explain again in the processes and all in the security. We have a process admin. During that time, we'll discuss these things. So we can see that who connected, what he is running, how much pressure he is loading on the server. Okay, in case any culprit are there, like what kind of sessions they are running, everything we can monitor, guys.
If SP help DBA SP who do these all SPs from same package, is it?
Inbuilt, yes, same package.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay. If no questions, take a break. Come back after 10, 15 minutes, guys. Not 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We'll discuss the other things. Okay. I'll be back in 15 minutes.